So for now, we're listening to "Sexual Healing," the Kygo remix, from Marvin Gaye and Kygo. It's turned up a bit. This time I want to talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once. I remember when I saw this movie last year, I knew it was my favorite movie of the year, but I really thought it was kind of like for some people, not everyone, and that's why I was really surprised it won the Best Picture at the Academy Awards last year, and it swept like a lot of a lot of awards. I was so surprised. But I had a feeling it was gonna win because yeah, I'm here at the Oscar list right now for the one that happened last year. Oh, it happened this year. Yeah, for Best Picture, and I just remember looking through the Best Picture list, and I think I knew this film was gonna win, even though it was arguably the weirdest one. But all the other films seem kind of generic in a sense, like genre films we're familiar with, or that have you know been in the Oscars. There's like a war film which was great. I think it was called 1912. I did see that one. Like every year, there's sort of I feel like there's a war film that's really good that gets to the Oscars. I mean, it's a great film. It's from World War One, and obviously being 31, I know nothing about the horrors of war. And it was well made, and I think the war films do get better and better each time they come out in terms of just like themes and the way they're filmed. Well, here's the best picture list. Yeah, because I knew a lot of these were not going to win. Oh, wait, not 1912. Sorry, the war film I was talking about was All Quiet on the Western Front. Avatar, I knew that was not going to win. Banshees was not. Elvis, no. The Fablemans, no. Tar, no. Top Gun, no. Triangle, Sadness, no. Women Talking, no. I mean, they're all great films, but it was just like when I was thinking, like, wow, Everything Everywhere All at Once might win because it's sort of the standout, which is odd. And it did win, and I was of course happy about it. But I don't know, I kind of felt bad at the same time because I was like, I don't know if a lot of people actually like really enjoyed the film because it is bizarre. Yeah, so Everything Everywhere All at Once is directed by the Dan brothers, Dan Kwan and Dan Shaner. I don't know how to say his name. And produced by the Russo brothers. Yeah, the Russos were heavily involved in the Avengers movies. So they made this film called Swiss Army Man, which I saw finally. I got around to it, and I really enjoyed Swiss Army Man. These directors make very bizarre, like out there films, like with crazy concepts, and just go full hard on those concepts, like from beginning to end, like consistently. Swiss Army Man is more, I think, would potentially be more divisive because the concept in that movie is a little too weird, I think, for most. Everything Everywhere All at Once is definitely their most mainstream. I mean, they've only made two films. Cause I don't even know Snowy Bing Bong to Cross the North Star Combat Zone. I don't even know what that film is. Oh yeah, so this is definitely like their most mainstream one. Anyway, so this film is like a multiverse movie, meaning in the story there are alternate universes that the character has to that the protagonist must navigate through in order to solve a problem, overcome a conflict. um I really enjoyed the family element in this movie. Yeah, the protagonist, her husband, her daughter, her father. Yeah, it's like an immigrant story in a science fiction multiverse action thriller with a surprising message about hope. It's it's awesome. And the effects in this movie are not like the highest quality, but just because these filmmakers are good at escalating drama with music and visuals, the effects when they come, like even though some of them look really kind of cheesy, not cheesy, like cheap, but like you can tell it was done with good intention. Like this is a feel good movie, even though there's a lot of literal depression in this movie. This movie sort of tackles things like depression, anxiety, losing hope, um, and that's why some of the like there are really small scenes with like really inspiring dialogue that almost reminds me of stuff like Samwise Gamgee would say in the Lord of the Rings movies when he talks to Frodo about not giving up. Like, who's the actor? Her husband is played by Ke Hu Khan. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But yeah, he's like a beacon of light in this movie. And he played as a child, I think his last movie was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm like, what a comeback. He comes back to the film industry and I think he won. Yeah, he won Best Supporting Actor, I'm sure. Yeah. And Michelle Yeoh might have won Best. Okay, yeah. Well, what I'm looking at doesn't actually say the winners. Oh, it does say, yeah, that guy won. That actor won Best Supporting Role. And Michelle Yeoh, yeah, the protagonist of the film, won Best Leading Actress. Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Role. Yeah.
I'm Elena Bergeron.
I'm John
I
Branch.
mean,
You
man.
write for the New
Yeah, All
York
Quiet on the
Times.
Western Front,
When I
that
get a
war film I was
basketball
talking about,
sneaker,
won
I
Best
think about my
Cinematography.
reporting on
I mean,
State
yeah,
Street.
these are just
The science
awards.
behind why
I mean, it's
sneakers
kind of
fit. I
prestigious.
came to
It's not a big
understand that we
deal,
hear
but
this
it's just
about the
kind of
South
fun
all
to
around
watch
us.
if you're into like
When
movies
I
and
look at a
stuff. I
basketball
am.
sneaker, I think about
So
its impact
back to
on
this
culture.
film.
I wrote about Melody
This film
Ehsani and how her work designing
incorporates a
sneakers
lot
for
of
the biggest male
like
athletes
science
can open
fiction
doors for other women
um
designers.
The New York
elements,
Times.
Explore
obviously.
how we bring more of life
Like
to
whether it's
life.
traveling in different multiverses,
nytime.com/life.
sort of inheriting the qualities and traits like you would have if you were like from like different variants of yourself from different universes. I mean, there are like especially in the Marvel universe, there are a lot of them. There's a lot of multiverse storytelling in those movies, but I think this one does it really well. Especially if and it's impressive because it's self-contained. It's not part of a big franchise. But like, yeah, this is probably the most heartfelt multiversal movie out there. Yeah, I mean, like I said before in another review, I don't cry, but like I got really emotional like some of these scenes, which is crazy because it's in the backdrop of like all this action and all these crazy CGI effects. And a lot of the effects are practical, like I said. Like they don't because they really utilize space and space in this movie very very well. And you start to and I started to realize going on like as the movie went on. But yeah, like most of this movie takes place in this one area, which I don't really want to talk about. But I didn't realize it until towards the end. Like, oh wow, like the whole story takes place in this one building. And and the visuals are so creative and the storytelling is so compelling that I didn't even realize how much simpler the the locations in the movie were until towards the end. So yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you're not gonna find a movie like this I think for a while because I really I enjoy I admire the audacity of the directors who make these crazy films. And like for I guess for indie filmmakers, I don't know, like small time filmmakers, like this win at the Academy Awards, it's awesome. It's a great win. Was it deserved? I don't know, but like it was a really refreshing surprise, you know. Yeah, so Stephanie who I'm gonna guess her last name HSU is pronounced Sue. Yeah, she does well too, because everyone's like playing different variants of their characters and like, you know, when they interact with them or inherit their qualities from different universes. And so even like, explaining it is weird. And even if you watch it, like even when I watched it the first time, I was a bit lost. And that's like probably the only issue I have with this movie. It's hard to follow if you're not paying attention to like most of the details. I don't think you need to watch everything, but yeah, you gotta be kind of like, you know, pay attention to kind of get the full experience. So it's like demanding the audience to work. But I don't know, like people like me, like those are the kind of movies I like. I like thoughtful movies made with a lot of thought. Yeah, I'm just scrolling up and down this Rotten Tomatoes page, so I'm pretty much done. I just wonder if there's anything else I want to add. Yeah, so when you watch this movie, if you haven't seen it yet, you'll be surprised. You'll probably laugh. If you cry at movies, you'll cry. This is like an event. type of thing for me. Just for me personally, it was, and then it kind of ended up being an event because of just how popular it got. So cool movie. You know, I've seen it like a couple times. I wouldn't rewatch it, but like definitely if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. So that's Everything Everywhere All at Once, without getting too much in detail about the plot and everything else. So we're listening. We just finished Lay a Little Closer from Nico and Vince. All right. Well, until then, peace.